Cimoooooooo!
What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. Today I wanted to bring you a video discussing the best cards to have when you go into time at a tournament, whether it be a local tournament, or just a mainstream large tournament. There's so many different cards that can have so much of a profound impact on when you're playing during this point in the game, because when you're in time, you only have anywhere from 3 to 5 turns remaining before that game is over. So it kind of shifts the whole dynamic of how you want to play the game, because you don't necessarily have to get your opponent's life down to 0, you just need to make sure that yours is higher than your opponent. So it's kind of like a little bit of a game within the game at that point, just to make sure you can steal the win. And so I wanted to make this video because there's a lot of different ways to approach this part of the game, and we have Nationals coming up here in 2016, so I figured it would be appropriate to kind of share kind of some of the strategies you can use to be able to help maybe steal a game in time, or just help better prepare yourself for when you do go into time, because it's pretty much inevitable. So I've kind of broken this down into 4 separate categories. We have the damage dealers, you have the life point healers, and then you have the, I guess, one card momentum shift type of cards. I don't really know what to really categorize those as. And then you have the battle phase enders. So to start off, we have the damage dealers. Now, these are cards like Barbar, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, Nightmare Shark, Volcasaurus. These are the cards that you can inflict direct damage to your opponent without having to necessarily use your battle phase and either attack their monsters and attack them directly. And, Barbar and Nightmare Shark are already in Burning Abyss builds. Volcasaurus is in Monarchs because it's a rank 5. So these cards already have some natural synergy in the game, so you don't really have to play anything, out of excess of your, what you already have readily available to you to make these feasible. But these become so much more key when we go into time, because with 5 turns left in a standard traditional, large-scale tournament, that means you can Barbar your opponent 3 separate times for 2,700 damage without even using your battle phase, and that's really significant if you're trying to win the Great Life Point race. In addition, Nightmare Shark, while it does have to attack your opponent, that's 2,000 directly to the face, so your opponent has to be aware that they know that they can get Nightmare Shark and have to either prepare for it or make sure that their life is way out of range so that they don't lose to the Nightmare Shark. I mean, it's just really incredible that, these are the cards that you have to think about. And then you have Volcasaurus, where Volcasaurus is crazy because not only can it pop an incredibly powerful monster and inflict tons of damage, but then they can overlay Gaia Charger on top of it and possibly do piercing damage, so even your monsters in defense mode aren't safe when they go into their battle phase. So again, these cards are some of the best for it, and they have a lot of natural synergy already with some of the best decks of the format. So you don't really have to go too far out of your comfort zone to play cards like this. Now for the life point healers, now these cards are, well, I would consider these, you want to put these in your side deck kind of as a one-of, and if you're going into game 3, you see there's only about 5 to 8 minutes left on the clock, you might want to slip this in just as a kind of way to maybe steal a game from your opponent. So these are cards like Mystic Walk, and I know a lot of you might not even know what this card is, but essentially, you tribute a monster, you pick attack or defense, and then you gain life points equal to that value. So, for example, if you were to tribute a Monarch, you would gain 2,800 life points and shoot, because obviously you'd want to gain 2,800 rather than their 1,000 defense. So, essentially how you would use this is you would wait till turn 5, either yours or your opponent's, do whatever it is you need to do, or they do their play, and then on the end phase you would flip this and then gain all the life that you need, and you can basically steal the game because that's a pretty significant amount of life. So a deck like Monarchs, hell, even like Cosmo, Dark Destroyer's 3k, you can really benefit from just being able to easily just gain a shit ton of life points with one card. And another card that kind of falls into a similar category is Aegis of Gaia, and again, if you know what this card is, I will be really impressed, because this card is pretty fucking old. Aegis of Gaia, when you activate it, you gain 3,000 life points instantly, but if it leaves the field while it's face up, you lose 3,000 life points. So again, these cards are kind of to be used in the end phase to just steal the game on the last turn. Because if they pop it before then, Aegis of Gaia is not going to damage you or anything, so you don't really lose out on anything. But if they don't, and the life points values are under 3,000, you flip this in the end phase, and you just won the game. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So then, moving on to the next cards, we have the big momentum swing just 1-drops, because we have cards like Regeki. Regeki is amazing in time because there's the rush for resources in time becomes so crucial because you're wanting to make every play count everything is so important, and, you know, a Regeki can just flatten any opponent's hopes of the fact that they might have a chance of winning, because they might have this board set up. It's like, okay, I've got everything taken care of. You know, he basically Regeki's your only out, and then you drop the Regeki and you fucking win because of it, because Regeki's just that good. I mean, there's a reason this card's limited. Possibly should be banned, but you know, that's for another video. And then you got a card like BLS. BLS, again, falls into the same category of when this card gets dropped, it should win you the game. And very well so, because BLS has the ability to just do so much damage instantly, and you can just completely fuck your opponent's shit up, no problem. So, again, these are the type of cards, you can side deck these as one-ups, or hell, you can even main deck them if you want. But again, these are the cards that you really, really, really want to see when you're going into time. And the last category, like I said, are the battle phase stoppers. Now, we've seen on stream, as a matter of fact, you know, Battle Fader. The fact that you can just completely end the battle phase, that's where most players actually get the damage in. Like, not a lot of decks, you know, Burning Abyss has Nightmare Shark and Barbar, and then Volcasaurus belongs to Monarchs, but not every deck has that capability and the option already built into their deck. So the battle phase is where they have to do their damage. And if you play cards like Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, Threatening Roar, hell, if you were playing Necros of Valkyrus, that's why that deck was so good, is because you could just immediately end the battle phase, and in time, it just made the matches absolutely crazy. So just being able to slip in one copy of Battle Fader, or a Swift Scarecrow, or a Threatening Roar, anything like that, and being able to stop one battle phase, that can just totally shift the game in your favor, because your monsters might survive, you're not going to take the damage, and you can honestly just win strictly off of that alone. So, again, just another really cool option that might be able to steal you a game in time. And that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of go into that little bit of discussion there. It's a really cool concept because, like I said, I love the idea of time being only 5 turns, and it's really not about winning, it's just about having more life points than your opponent. So, kind of shifts the mentality of how you want to play the game when you get to that point. So, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about your favorite cards to use in time. Thank you so much for watching the video. We'll see you next time.
Cimoooooooo!